but I think you just want to be closer to where the Chen is going to be active so you have that threat so Spectre can actually farm. Spectre's early game is one of the weakest in the game.
30 seconds to battle.
But she will be, what, versus the Mirana? There's not... The lanes from SG are like not super strong. You're not going to get dominated in a lane. It's not like you're going to be versus Viper or anything like that. So Spectre should be able to have an okay early game, especially with the early 4-man shield.
And looking to get this matchup down bottom, obviously with these movements, Matimba
so
be there against the poster. So
yeah, it looks like with the Brood, they want the Brood bottom. Brood versus Ember is actually not that bad for both sides.
But is Brood versus Bat really good?
It's not great. I would say you ideally want the Brood matchup versus Mirana. Mirana will just get dumpstered by the Broodlings. There's really nothing she can do that early. You don't have enough mana for Starstorm, and Starstorm doesn't even do enough damage, even if you had the mana.
And this is some very interesting stuff, of course, because Liquid, they will be putting Mind Control on the mid lane this game on the Beastmaster. And already Kuro just fending off the Theolacor from the south of the jungle to get the wall down.
Beastmaster's the right click is very strong at level 1.
It is, isn't it, Bob? Yeah. So 66 in order we have with the extra Fairy Fire, 68 right click. But how does he do it? Surely in a lane against the Ember Spirit, there's going to be a bit of... It was just too beefy, really, to worry about.
His attack animation is really good. His attack speed's pretty decent for a strength hero.
Top lane.
Yeah, so...
2 missed stuns there from SG. A nice little juke, to be fair, from Miracle to dodge out the Impale from the Nyx Assassin, but could have got a little hairy for him up there. Does have the salve ready, so should be fine for now.
Yeah, he's already burned through a fair amount of regen. At least he got pulled a little bit. Once he gets a poor mission again, he should be okay, but this is where Chen has to direct his efforts. However, they do have observer wards up there, so they will easily see this coming.
Some harassment here. They've got that jet.
Why didn't he...
Getting thrown out of the dagger there. The dagger actually looks like Miracle casted it on the ground. Doesn't matter either way, because with the free pathing, he just crosses the tree line, takes the first blood.
Wow, that was a super greedy play from Rana. He sees the Hellbear running at him, and then he arrows the other...
Another creep, yeah.
And on top of that, like, not only is that a greedy play, you're also revealing the fact that you don't have cleave. So it's... yeah.
Next level plays. All top. Hey, here we go. It's all about the long cop. They managed to turn around, look for Miracle. Miracle is going up, though, looking to try and fog them. And in fact, he's going to make it. Theolacor can't chase that down on his own. And Bardino and Costabile have already been fended off by GH and Kuroki. Theolacor himself in trouble. The Hellbear Smasher ready to give him the clap. The Nyx Assassin just a little bit too quick. Will get himself back to safety.
The thing about it is if you trade 1-for-1, let's say Miracle did die there, you're still completely fine with that. Miracle getting first blood as Spectre, that's just not something that you really bank on in the early game. And if it does happen, you're happy about that. And he was low on HP mana anyways, whatever, just come back and harass him even more. And this Mirana is going to have an awful start as a result of the Chen.
Mind Control. I mean, Theolacor came across trying to steal that rune upon him, but Mind Control did manage to grab it. And we'll look to trade a few hits into Theolacor, send him back off. Mid lane matchup as it's going so far, very even trade between the two. Adriano 14 for 2, and Mind Control just slightly 14 for 5.
Slash safe lane is usually
missed stuns here from Theo. Needs to make those connections if they want to have a chance at going for anything.
two supports right now, but they are smoked. Looks like they're trying to kill the Ember before he is level 6.
Will be the dream kill here for Liquid.
Oh, he's so far up.
He is incredibly deep. Adriano not aware at all of this going on. Is there going to be any chance of him getting out? And indeed, as you say, still without the level 6 quite there. It's going to be... This does mean Miracle is left on his own. Arrow will connect here from Costabile, and him and Bardino bring him down low, but Miracle always got a stick. and it is just enough to keep him alive. Again, Miracle just playing around with him there on that top lane.
I mean, look how many resources they're throwing at the Spectre too, and he's still not dying. And that's really bad because Brood just does whatever Brood wants on the bottom lane.
I mean, that's exactly how that lane seems to be going as well. Yeah, 35 CS at the moment on Matumba Man. Sailing ahead, the bat being no issue whatsoever as it seems. Of course, there's good farm as well on the bat, but it's not quite on par.
His tower's already down.
I mean, yeah, he's got the CS, but he hasn't managed to protect the lane.
You can try the creep skip war. Like you'll sometimes see that in one-on-one matches where both matchups creep skip. Very common versus Darkseer, but you can't really do that versus a Brood because Brood has extra summons that can tank the tower, and he doesn't even have a Bastion. Yeah, he doesn't have a Basilius on the Brood, but still able to take on the tower very early on. Yep.
This is going to be a very fast Desolator for Matumba Man, no doubts about that. He's already got the money for the first Mithril Hammer. Pretty much done.
I really don't want him to be able to take his tower down early because like the way Brood gets super far ahead is by farming missions.
I see. Well, you can get both now, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to try coming across looking for him. They do have the dust.
Oh, so many spider
Yeah, Theo just can't get close enough for the stun. He'll stun up the little babies, but he won't get the big one. The action itself is actually going to be up on the top lane where Liquid, they will get the successful gank. They move in, close down onto the Bardino Wyvern, take the kill, and Matumba, he's fine. They just can't catch him at this stage of the game. Not with having the lasso yet available on the Batrider, and without being able to close the gap on the Nyx Assassin for an initial stun. There's just no chance at catching this Brood.
Some people think that Brood should not be able to get away with a bootsless build. I think there's pretty much only 2 heroes in the game that can go bootsless. This is Broodmother and
Weaver?
Weaver, yeah, Weaver's the other one. Weaver, I mean, even then you like consider getting treads on the hero. I guess Broodmother sometimes you'll see face beats, but like he just dodged the gank while slowed by dust. Right.
Oh, Ben. New patch soon. That's bad news.
Are you a Brood spammer?
No.
Do you hate Brood?
No, my team does when I random it. Mid lane, mind control. Able to get some good pressure onto this tier 1, and there's not really anyone wants to come to this mid lane now. Mind control's pretty scary. He's halfway through level 7. He's getting all the farm that he needs. Bottom lane, Adriano's actually hanging out down here. It's a bit of a spooky place for him to be, but with the remnants, one of the only heroes really on the team that can come down here and find something without having the worry of Matumba Man just destroying them straight away. Matumba Man 7 minutes in, and he is less than 1,000 gold away from having a Desolator. This is going to be probably one of the fastest Desos we've seen on the Broods. I don't think there's any doubt about that at this rate. And there looks to be very little intention from SG to try and stop him at this stage. They sent a couple of heroes down there. It was not a success, and looks like they're opting at not trying it again anytime soon. Top lane, again, trying to keep Miracle back from the farm. But as you say, sure, he might not be getting as the numbers in terms of CS, but with the first blood god, the fact that he's not actually dying in this lane, Liquid, they're having fun all over the map, all 3 lanes.
So AM was banned in the last. AM was banned in the last phase, so maybe they're looking for AM substitutes that don't get counter. I think the heroes that counter AM don't really counter Spectre. For example, like Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker, I think, actually does pretty terribly versus Spectre, because Spectre is just very, very, very tanky, and you can't really man up versus him. Also, the timing of when Spectre gets really strong is a little bit later than an anti-mage, so you're not really worried about the game going 50 minutes plus if you have a Spectre on your team, whereas if you have an anti-mage, longer the game goes past 50, the more likely you are to lose because you have too much farm. So Spectre just has a different peak and very likely to be buffed next patch, so maybe just some premature exploration.
See if they can get away with this. They're going down here with the smoke. SG sending 4 members down. They really want to try and catch Matumba Man. Adriano on the front lines. We'll see if Matumba reveals himself. The poser now closing the gap. Does dust preemptively, but it's going to be out of range of the spider. And with that already popped, unlikely that they catch him. It's just going to walk past them. The smoke's dispelled. SG find nothing. And Matumba Man, he'll just go back to farming their side of the map. He sees them all pass. He knows that area is now safe, as they've just all walked past him. Mid lane, Mind Control and Kuro having their eyes on Adriano. Mind Control, he does have the Primal Roar there. Adriano trying to juke it out there with the Remnant back down into the river. The Matumba Man's there as well. Mind Control able to close the gap. They do have Moonlight Shadow. Is there any detection on Liquid? Oh, they want a TI, but they don't have detection. They don't have it. So SG will get Adriano out there. Really nice Moonlight. saving him from imminent death.
Before that, though, the spacing from Matama Man to like dispel the smoke and still get away safely was very well played. That's kind of exactly what you want in position 1. Is a player that is able to dodge games like that. That's probably one of the most important things that you do as a carry the first 15 minutes of the game.
Cost a bit. He's out of that. No need to mess around with a Miracle.
But right now, SG just don't have that many options. Like, Spectre's actually quite tanky with value point and dispersion. He doesn't have that much HP, but you have to consider that like Chen Heal is going to be there. He has dispersion. He has stick. He has he can traverse all terrain. So there's a lot of innate defensive abilities in the Spectre. So who do they actually tank right now? You want to kill either Matama Man or Broodmother.
You gotta kill. I mean,
or Spectre, but they can't kill either right now.
I mean, we got 10 minutes in. Matama Man, he has the Desolator on his way out. There's 200 gold away from the Blink Dagger on Mind Control, but they do have the Blink on the bat.
Yeah, they really need this to work out.
They really need to do something big with that reveal.
But if you don't gank the Spectre, you have the problem of perhaps Miracle being able to turn around and haunt this for fight. So you have 2 global abilities that you do need to worry about if, let's say, you gank Matama Man. So, like, one person TP, and you have the Chen Heal, you have the Haunt there. Suddenly, what looks like an easy 3-for-1, 4-for-1 smoke, there's suddenly all these factors that you didn't know.
Look at this place. 10 minutes, you get the Deso on the Spider. You go into the pit with the Chen. And SG, I don't think they're going to be expecting it this early on in the game. There should be a freebie here for Liquid.
Liquid is probably one of the best teams in the world at playing keep away. It's like not fighting when they don't fight. They're getting so much farm around the map right now.
Oh, here we go. GH should be in trouble here. He'll try and hold them back with a quick telekinesis, but the Flame Guard burns him down. And SG will get themselves on the board with regards to kills.
Sacrifice Tower and Roche for that. It's rough.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's got to kill.
They got
Moral
some
boost, yes.
I mean, in terms of kills, it's been a slow-paced game. It's only 3-1, 11 minutes in. Obviously, the net worth is definitely the big story. 6k gold lead at the moment for Liquid, and seems to be showing no signs of stopping.
They actually want to fight right now. You can tell by Spectre's build.
Yeah.
Spectre went for Earn. So this kind of phase in the game is a little bit awkward because you have like Broodmother farming a lot, waiting. She doesn't really need BKB yet because he has the Aegis, but you're still like much stronger, so kind of want to fight. But so what does Spectre want to do? Spectre could aid the Broodmother in fighting or be in the late game insurance. It looks like he will take the former option. Looks like he's going to build a Manta too next.
Oh, I like that. Got the chains, confuse the bat a little bit. It's nice.
Yeah, I don't actually think you care if they jump the Spectre, though. I think if they jump the Spectre, they just lose the fight. But he didn't actually go for like a more tanky build, too. We'll see what he picks up later.
It's nice as well. I mean, more with the Desolator as well. You find those solo heroes on the back lines when you want them. Damage output can be pretty insane for ripping them apart.
Deso doesn't really help him as much as other heroes, though. He does a lot of pure damage.
No, I'm talking about the Desolators in the skill.
Oh, Desolate. Okay, I'll take Desolator.
Come on, later. No.
Then
If you can find them.
Well, let's see if they do anything here with this Moonlight. Having the lead here is the possibility. Once they find that catch with the bat, but yeah, these wards, Liquid, they know that it's coming. And Miracle's still chilling. They did see this one come through. The arrow combo not quite working out, but it doesn't matter. They do end up losing Miracle, but he's going to buy back and horn in. He's angry. Miracle wants to play Dota 2, and he has managed to help take down one. He'll turn towards the poster. They will get the bat as well. And that was the come and kill me debate from Miracle, and it seems to prove to be very effective here for the side of Liquid as they've taken down 2, make that 3, double kill for Miracle. He wanted to die all along. He'll come back in and pretty much make back the money that he had to expend. Well, not quite. A little bit of a tax there. He loses 100 net worth, but net exchange in terms of the overall goal. But it really does feel Liquid. They're starting to have a bit of fun. They're playing around.
Their spacing was just a little bit off. When they were positioned around the roast, they wanted to actually pop the smoke. Because they had the observer wall right there, they wouldn't be able to see it immediately and then back off or haunt it and immediately kill the Bat Rider. But they were actually just a tiny bit off in their position.
They can get this here. Kuro and GH may have just stepped over a little too far here. GH is on his way home and he will make it. Kuro will make it back in a casket.
What a bro.
They're slowing it down. I do like this as well. You know, they're punishing these sort of, you know, maybe where Liquid's getting a little too comfortable. You saw them come over there. They have got that ward, Liquid, on the high ground, that bottom half of the Dyer's map, but didn't end up doing them too good there. To my man, for Adriana. They do have the telekinesis, and in fact, with the stun on stun, it's going to be close. Does just manage to get himself out. His stick charges at the ready as well. Matuma's got a completed defusal. Oh! Hey, that's not going to save him though if he's been lassoed. They've got the lasso into the stun, and with the Firefly, they will manage to pop the Aegis. Killing him a second time, that's going to be a bit of a bigger ordeal. We'll see if they attempt it. They are going to look towards him. Got the slow from the Wyvern, not quite enough. Arrow won't make the connection. Oh, Courier, well hang on, someone's starting to feed the Courier there. Will be brought back just in time. Watch out, Liquid. Let's not get too carried away.
Is that why you don't play the micro heroes? Because you just accidentally feed Courier on them?
I mean, that's what it is, you know, when you spawn, you look back at the fountain, you just, you know, click and drag over everything, and suddenly you're trying to get the Courier to poof and throw nets at people. It doesn't work out.
Please swap me Brood every time you random him.
I've got a GH with the blink. Oh, look at this build on the Ember Spirit. What
yeah,
got this?
Solar Crest?
Yeah.
Solar Crest is...
I mean, it's a great item.
Yeah. It solves his armor issue. That's Ember's probably biggest weakness is not having armor. You always have to just build armor, either Veil or Armor Talent or Shiva's later in the game. But he does have a lot of magic on his team, so Veil I think is pretty good. But the evasion, I would say, is much more useful than maybe the amplified magic damage, because it does help a lot for Spectre. Spectre does a lot of pure, so you want evasion. So he misses, or you want HP.
Yeah, I like the thought behind it. And, well, helped out a little bit there. Throws it down onto Kuro, and they do manage to chop down the Chen.
It's also really good with the Winter Wyvern. You always want a Solar or a Medallion on your team.
Oh, yeah, that's true, actually. And, yeah, I guess no one else was really going to be looking to farm it up at any sort of reasonable rate on the side of SG. So, yeah, he makes the call. And, yeah, well, we're still waiting to see, really, that first big Winter's Curse. Hasn't really been a chance for it. A lot of sort of scrappy fights that could split up, coming in one by one rather than as a full 5-man. Farm for Miracle. Looks like he just picks up the Yash and looks for Diffusal Blade next.
This Wyvern's going to need a lot more farm, though. You mentioned he hasn't been able to get any of his Winter's Curse, and I think that's going to continue to be a problem, because they're going to haunt, they're going to see him immediately, and then they're going to kill him. Or at least the Spectre is.
Yeah.
And he's going to be alone because he's going to haunt him, so this person isn't going to really do anything. Oh, this could be a huge kill.
I was going to say, this is really nice. We've seen the poster do this a couple of times now, where he gets the opening onto Matuma Man. Matuma Man has been chained, gets healed up by the hands of God, but it's not enough. That's going to be Matuma Man down. Miracle jumped in with the Haunt, but now he's the one to be chained as well. Jump forward from Costa Bill, trying to get the damage through with his boosted attack speed. Remnant in from Adriano. They're actually going to take a second here. SG. They do lose the Wyvern, as expected, as you said. As soon as the Haunt comes out, the Wyvern's dead. But SG overall getting 2 cores. Big fight and big pickoffs from the Batrider. Leposa setting up some miracles here for SG.
Very greedy build for Brood, I would say. So that's a very nice Haunt. It actually tanks the arrow, so he would have been like just super dead way early on in the fight. But they have a nice set of chainstone on him, and Chen's all the way on the top side of the map. Pretty much wouldn't have made that big of a difference in the fight, because he would have probably just helped kill his teammates with a curse. So not that big of a deal, but like, we have to be very careful not to feed away their super high net worth heroes. Yeah. They also got like 1 free death because of the Aegis before, and if they don't get this next Aegis, I could see them potentially being in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, SG really stepping things up. The money's starting to flow in for Adriana as he works towards both the Radiance and the Boost of Travel. The other core already hot on the case for more action.
He usually goes Mask pretty early on. The Diffusal Blade, very common pickup versus Ember, very common pickup in general, but especially versus Ember to purge off his shield so you can actually kill him.
This down bottom, looks like they may have, they did have eyes on the Beastmaster. Back away.
22% passive gold. Nice.
That's strong, man.
Well played.
Very skilled part of the game there.
And not losing.
Exactly.
Not dying is hard, Owen. That's one of the hardest parts about this game.
It is.
So Roche is up.
Vanish.
I would say daytime is much better for them than nighttime. Like nighttime, everyone's about on even flip, but daytime, because they usually have the Bat Rider out in front, I think they can actually like haunt in or disable his blink before he can actually get a jump. But SG know that they need to make a move for the next Roche, because if Liquid get the next Roche, they're going to buy enough time for them to get BKB, in which the fights will be a lot different than the way we just seen.
To try with the Moonlight Shadow to make something happen. They scan as well, but didn't quite catch Liquid. Liquid themselves on the high ground. They've got the vision on Theo the Core. Came in for a bit of a scout. A quick jump in from GH. That telekinesis, making sure that there's no chance Theo to react. He thinks Assassin is gone, and with one man down, unlikely that SG will look to force anything for at least those 20 seconds. Once they're just a 4-man, they need the full 5-man ready to tackle any sort of attack to the fight for Liquid. And not where Adriano wanted to Remnant, who jumped into the mid lane. At the back of that, they're gonna lose a few more. Bodino trying to hold them back with the Winter's Curse, but Miracle simply walks around the back lines of it. Lose the Wyvern. Little mistakes like that you cannot afford to pull off in front of Liquid. They will punish them very quickly and incredibly effectively.
They're playing very well around the road. They're not actually taking it or playing inside the pit. They just know that SG can't allow them to take it. So what do? Just sit around the pit with better vision, more sentries, and just jump whomever comes close by. I also think the Solar Crest is much better for like trying to focus down heroes, but they haven't really gotten to that point yet. We haven't really seen the Wyverns affect this game at all.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, maybe Spectre is a pretty good pick for the Wyverns though.
Yeah, I mean, Miracle seems to stay on a lovely time. Has got down a couple, but his involvements in the fights have been absolutely top stuff. 4-2-4, 8 of the 10 kills he's been about for, and the farm continues to roll as well. We've got to remember they did start him on that aggressive lane against SG's tri lane.
Yeah, that's super unusual in by itself. Normally you only see it with a Lich, but looks like we expect to that tri lane.
GH trying to go in here with the stolen remedy spam. Will manage to steal the Vendetta, and with the Roar, they'll turn around and take Theo. Opposer does try for the jumping, get the lasso into the arrow. Have they got the damage to bring him down? No. He's back home safe and sound. It's Takuro. Now the rest of them trying to escape. Opposer is not getting away from this spooky, scary spider. Matuma Man with the diffusal blade. In fact, he may not be done.
Again, look at the...
He wants to go for more potentially here. Ardino slowed as well, trapped with the spiders. Double kill for Matuma.
Again, look at what they're doing. It's just playing around the Roche with superior vision and just letting, someone sacrifice. It was supposed to be Rubik who sacrificed, but GH kind of outplayed his way out of that. And now SG, they're going to have to deal with Aegis Cheese on the Tumbleman, who already does a ton of damage. He built a fairly glass cannon build with the mask and Dezo and the diffuser. No HP items, no defensive at all.
I mean, the Aegis, not only that, but being more than halfway, well, yeah, more than halfway towards the BKB. That's a lot of scary items to have on a spider. And SG, question is if they were ready to deal with it. They do have lockdown through the BKB, but again, it's really sort of the damage that's the issue. And also the constant threat of Kuro being able to send people back to safety.
They need the Radiance, like, really, really soon. Because this Aegis could do a lot of structural damage, but he's still about 2,000-3,000.
That's how they get away with it. Cole goes in, jumps out. Mind control. Actually cancelled his TP here. And for that, he's going to be caught out. They'll come into the trees, and they will catch him. Did pop the bots, but immediately decided to stick around in the neighborhood, and it does cost him his life. SG pick up the kill. They drop a scan just to make sure there wasn't any other members of Liquid in the neighborhood. But it was a total freebie. Liquid themselves were putting some pressure on mid. Nowhere near Mind Control's Beastmaster.
Wonder what made him cancel his TP. What possessed him to do so. I didn't actually see where he was TPing to. When it just
I didn't see where he was TPing to. Here we go, up top. GH manages to get the catch onto Adriano. Quick slider change to dodge the initial stun from Kuro's creeps, and Adriano gets himself out. The other core as well. starting to get out of there. With the Moonlight Shadow, he will survive. Can SG re-engage on this? This would be ideal for the side if they can. They'll look towards Kuro. The arrow doesn't hit Chen, but it hits the bigger target. Gets Matumba Man. Dio with the follow-up. Have they got the damage? Well, with 5 heroes here, they sure have. They'll take him down once. Mind controls come in. And with the Horn from Miracle, things could potentially start to get scary here for SG. They're on the retreat, trying to get out of this one. The poster's going to be the first to fall. Chains hold back the Spider, but SG, they're being slowed up incredibly by this dagger in search for a Miracle. They'll look to Remnant out, up to the safety of the high ground. Is he actually going to be that safe at all, though? Miracle's just diving, chasing them past the tier 3, picks up the double as he takes down Bardino. Will give a little bit of mercy to Adriano and Costabile as they'll get back to base. But again, as we saw, so hard for SG, even in a position there where in most games that would have been a great time to go back in. But when there's a Spectre in the game, things get a little bit different.
Yeah, the curse had to be blown very, very early on. But he actually just used it on a Haunt illusion just to buy himself some more time. However, that thing's not very tanky, so the curse isn't actually going to last that long. Still, Matumba Man does need his BKB. They're not able to really get what they want to out of this fight simply because he dies going in. Very easy to lock him down or prevent him from attacking, prevent him from life stealing. But once he does get BKB, he's still going to have to worry about that Winter's Curse. At least Braun is getting there too. Went for a Maelstrom, usually you see Diffusal, but versus this mass amount of summons, I think you want more AoE, either a Scepter build or the Maelstrom build.
Yeah, interesting. I was actually looking back at actually the way the Cosmo plays. I don't think he actually builds Diffusal that much. He normally sort of opts for the Manta, Maelstrom, Lincolns, Dragon Lance.
It's more old school.
Yeah. Here we go, Miracle. Will be a dream catch for SG. Now I'm going to position around this top tier 1.
They might catch.
Oh, there is a double damage rune on the Spectre. Not something that they would really want to mess around with.
This is a really good time to take a fight too. Spectre's Haunt is down, there's no Aegis on the Brood Mother. This is a really good time for the lane. However, the BKB is up on.
He is.
See that now?
An incredible threat.
But they also notice that he doesn't have a TP score, so they know that they still have a decent amount of time to push if they would like. Or take a fight on this side of the map because they know the main damage isn't actually going to be there.
We'll see how much they can do with that information. We do nearly have the Radiance on Adriano. He has the Relic. He was just a few hundred gold away from the recipe. And yeah, still just a couple of hundred gold, and the Radiance will be done for the Ember Spirit. Liquid. Ready to go once again down bottom. Maybe even threaten the high ground. He heads forward and he's quickly sent backward there. Liquid jump on him immediately, and now they're ready to try and break the base. They did pop Horn for that, nonetheless, but it brings Miracle into a position where he's able to help with the siege onto the high ground. Jump forward from Laposa, gets the lasso, but a quick telekinesis from GH holds him in place. But Matumbaman's going to be fine. The bat is not. Laposa down. SG lose 2. Now Matumba, he's ready to dive in. He pops the BKB, doesn't give a damn about the Spike Carapace. The arrow will hold back Miracle. The buybacks do come out from SG, but they've already lost the tier 3. This huge onslaught of animals being sent down this bottom lane, clean up the melee racks. As SG, despite the buybacks, are unable to keep their base intact on the bottom.
Yeah, I think just felt hard for them.
18k gold lead, 19k in fact now for Team Liquid. It's looking incredibly rough for SG. They had some nice little plays this game, but overall it really has been Liquid just putting on a clinic, showing us the Liquid we've come to see before TI, at TI, and after TI.
Their tower hitters are also really terrible on the side of SG. They have to 5-man a lot because they haunt, but they're going to lose out on a lot of farm and split pushing and pushing out lanes as a result.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, he's really fat. He also went
absolutely is.
Probably one of the greatest builds you could possibly go on Brood.
I mean, yeah, Deso, Diffusal.
And then Mask. And then
yeah.
BK.
And then he goes. And then he's got level 2 Diffusal Blade as well. They're in the neighborhood. I mean, Matumba, he could put that BKB and kill any of these pretty much.
No need to take that risk without a Haunt, though.
Sure. Probably what way he met. I mean, Crocodile's looking pretty tasty. Go on. He wants to do it. He's just going to go in, opens up. There's a shrine. It doesn't matter. Oh, okay. Bardino will live. Matuma Man gave him the walk away. They're not committing for the final touch. And on that, they won't find a kill. Not a lot was committed though, of course, by Liquid. So not really too much of an issue for them. Not finding the quick and easy kills that Matuma Man was hoping for.
Good restraint though.
The vision down.
Yeah, they just need to take it easy and slow, fight with their BKBs up, fight with their ultimates are up, or just fight with their SGs. So let's try instead. And SG are really hard to do anything right now. I guess they do have the Radiance up on the Ember, but that's about it.
This is what they can do with their resources, but here's the jump in already. Immediately everything thrown onto the Wyvern. That'll be Bardino down. Leposa trying to get away. Miracle hot on the chase. Leposa trying to get up on the high ground to escape this, but does get the lasso off. Doesn't matter though. Too much damage being kicked out from the Spectre. They do turn, get the arrow connection. Hand of God comes through. It's enough to keep Miracle alive. SG just cannot find the trades. Willicore himself does get the stun, but he has to run. That's all he can do. There's no hiding from this man. Mind control will chase him. He's had the spike carapace. Mid lane though, Matumba does decide to feed away his life. He's down for 80 seconds. I mean, that is a huge kill for SG. Questionable whether it matters in the grand scheme of things, but it's a big kill nonetheless.
Hookah.
I think it was split.
Oh, split. It's perfect.
That's good. A little bit of money for both of the cores, but
They just need better high ground defense. Like this Wyvern just dies immediately at the start of the fight. This is why I say he just needs more items. Ideally, I would say a Glimmer Cape, because Spectres just generally don't have enough items. Honestly, he does. And Glimmer Cape plus Cold Bar is a pretty nice combo.
sure. But he has got the defusal.
Yeah.
If he's quick with that. The Raw. Johnny, does he want to chase? Does he want to play? Can he? That's the question. Doesn't look like he can. Mind control's already out. Fool me on it. Complete for the Mirana. On top. Controlling GH. Need to be a bit careful as Leposa is ready to hunt.
There's so many summons though to worry about that are just keeping their eyes on. Beastmaster Hawks, Boars, Shen Kriegs, Broodlings.
But on the other half, and that's more money on the map for SG. There are positives.
That's it. Ever the optimist.
Back to base they go. SG very much waiting for Liquid to make the move, to make the misstep. They can punish GH.
He is ridiculous.
600 gold away from him. A completed Aghanim Scepter.
Kuro plays this way more defensive Chen too. Notice he's had like a lot of key setbacks too. SG would probably be, what, 13, 14 kills right now if it weren't for some of the setbacks. So he's sacrificing his net worth to boost up his others.
Here we go. The wraparounds there from Liquid. They've got a good angle. GH jumping in with the telekinesis to set up into the stolen stun. Costa Bill held in place. Winter's Curse trying to buy him time, but Miracle pops the BKB. Jumps forward with the Horn. They've found the Mirana. They're looking for more once again. Bardino in trouble. Does cold embrace himself. It doesn't matter though. The damage still cuts him out from the Desolate. And Leposa, he is none the luckier as a third member drops once again on SG. Unable to scratch Liquid's lineup at all. 21k gold lead. The slaughter just continuing.
Just way too much vision in the fights. Night Stalker is generally the counter, just so we can initiate the fight. But this game, there's just so many more things to deal with than a simple darkness, including the Haunt and all the stuff. There's just no, like I would actually say that the Batrider played a pretty good mid game. He got a lot of key jumps.
He did. Get some good jumps on Matuma, man.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
But then after that, if Liquid just take a breath, relax a little bit, spread out their summons, and play properly, then it should just end up in a really swift, easy quick.
No surprises there at all, as GG is called. Liquid will take down SG in this best of one, and pretty much in the expected fashion as well. This was the Liquid that we've come to know oh so well, giving us this just perfect performance of Dota. They know the lanes, they know the game. Kuro